Teacher.
Johnny's a school teacher. All right. Okay. Interesting.
Nudist school teacher.
Yes. There's a perk and quirk.
There's the spit take.
What? That's amazing. Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Putin. We had Putin for Alex.
Putin. The people think
You know
Alex
what?
is
It's a
Putin.
good guess.
As
Good guess.
right.
Big figure on the esports scene.
Big figure on the esports scene. Have you not seen him balancing pens when he's meant to be in meetings? Anyway, so I think where am I going to start? I'm going to start with you, John.
But who
would I
you-
date? Who would I
Who are you
date?
going out with? That's the most important thing.
We have good chance.
No. I am.
I'll never forget you.
I am almost certainly. I am almost certainly going to date Johnny. I think. I'm
Yeah,
definitely
every
gonna date Johnny.
time.
Because even though
Everyone's dating this guy.
even though he has very overly sensitive skin.
The chat was actually correct. I am a nudist.
Ah. Okay. All right. Cool. So he's a nudist. Even though you are a nudist, you
He's a nudist under the table in real life. If anyone on the stream is wondering.
No one can prove anything.
This is why we got the angles
This
nice
is what
and
the
tight.
VR. Yeah, this is what the 360. This is.
Oh yeah, we do have a roam cam actually. So
No,
we...
let's not roam that. Let's point that one at Joe for a little
Yeah,
bit.
there you go,
There's
Joe.
Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah, now you won't put it on.
There it goes.
No, you won't put it on.
Joe says no.
Joe says no. Hashtag Joe says no. I've forgotten what I was going to say now.
Well, I'm a nudist,
Yeah.
but what's my perk?
I've totally forgotten now after all that stuff about
You're saying a
you.
nudist isn't the perk.
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't remember actually. Do you know what? I genuinely can't remember. It was that you're very kind and loving, and you're a family guy. You really want to have
I'm
a
a
family.
great parent.
Oh.
They are a great parent.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Obsessed with my family, would give all that I have for them. Run errands daily.
We got a new subscriber.
Naked errands.
Cry easily when happy or sad. So that'd go well with Bryn's.
Yeah.
And won't abandon family, which I think is kind of baseline for parent. But yeah.
Amazing. Okay, cool. I was almost there. So Alex.
Yeah.
Alex, I think.
Am I the worst? Yes, I am the worst.
I think that you might actually be the literal worst. You are affiliated to any extremist faction.
So this one requires a little bit of knowledge about you, Mike. You see, what I have is opposite political views from you on everything. And given that you're currently in the middle of a 12-hour live stream for mental health and a pro pretty much all the good stuff, that meant I had
You had to go back.
push the
You had
boat
to go
out
bad
a bit.
straight away, yeah.
I'm very active in all of the worst political parties.
I really like to randomly swear every now and then.
I can't understand other views at all, and talk about politics regularly with you, like really keen on them.
Okay, all right, sure.
The other aspect is I'm a super hacker, hacking
I was
to any computer.
Gonna guess.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I was
but you
gonna
have.
guess. I was gonna guess.
I
Oh.
ruined the game, Alex, and the live stream.
Oh.
Ruined everything.
I was gonna
Kick
it's
him
all
out of Rusty
that's,
Quill.
That's actually what I was gonna guess. No one can prove me wrong. So, Martin, you have perfect memory. Or
Yes, I do. I
photographic
remember
memory.
everything, which is a perk, apparently. Remembering everything that's ever happened to you since birth.
Do you know what? I actually had a theory. I had a theory for the quirk all the way up until the last bit, and then.
I reckon you might be. I reckon I probably ruined it with the last bit.
Yeah,
so go with the previous two.
Well, my previous idea for your quirk was. Oh God! Do you know what? All this talk of nudism has totally thrown it out of my mind.
You want a moment to pause there while you think about that, because we have broken through the £600.
Hey! £600,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Thank you so much. Where are we? Thank you so much.
£630. So.
Nice. Let's keep going, guys. We're nearly there. 3,000 is what we're aiming for by the end of these 12 hours.
20%.
Yeah. So we're pretty strong. Right then. So your perk is that, and your quirk was that you are afraid of television and mass media.
That's really close. So I have no pop culture knowledge, but unfortunately there weren't very many pop culture questions.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like don't like TV, don't like radio, never had a TV, never had a radio, which is really odd to combine that with remembering everything. Because you'd think that they would, like, they essentially just have to avoid every single
Yeah,
television.
those two do not mesh well.
No.
they
No
don't
pop
know.
culture knowledge means I've never encountered any
Yeah.
pop culture.
Yeah.
I
in
have
any way.
solely sat
all.
in the woods and
Yeah.
remember everything.
So, yeah, I was wondering about going down the lines of just like a perfect memory of home. That's why I was like, I need to be in a cottage, out of the way of any television, or but yeah,
That's
so,
difficult.
Yes.
Okay, all right, cool. And Bryn, of course, last but not least.
I didn't do
Oh,
very well
brain.
this round.
I was
I don't
gonna
know.
So, Bryn, I actually am genuinely stuck with yours. I couldn't even begin to guess. After you said that I've probably not gone down the right lines, or you were struggling with the perk. The quirk is, in fact, why don't you read them out? Because I genuinely am
For
really
a while,
stuck.
I was worried you were like the Unabomber or something.
Yeah, I
like
thought you,
got-
because first I thought you were afraid of
I
explosions.
think you're a supervillain's minion.
Oh!
Well played, Johnny. So my quirk, I was a minion to the nefarious Dr. Boom. Boom is trying to blow up the world. Requires minions to dress well. Minions can have unlimited martinis. Martinis may contain nitroglycerin. They get great dental.
Really specific.
Wow. Okay, cool.
I think you did a
And I
pretty
was
good
like,
job there.
this one is amazing, and I just want to play this.
Yeah, because then you started talking about your boss, and I was like, oh, maybe
Yeah.
you're not afraid
Yeah,
of
that's what.
explosions.
That's as soon as you said you my boss, I was like supervillain minion.
Yeah.
Johnny got that.
Guys, sorry, I think we've gone over time.
Oh, quickly.
Very quickly. My quirk, my perk was I can become invisible.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
excellent.
Yeah, I barely mentioned it. I talked about getting into a sports game for free. I didn't do well.
That's all right, mate. It's all right.
The Super Minion one was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking you might be super rich, like right at the very end, but I don't know. All right then, guys, that was Billionaire Banshee. Joe, what's up next?
We have Pandemic next.
Cool.
We're
I
gonna
will
be
probably
playing-
step away from that this one then.
Well,
'cause-
I'll wrap up then. So
Uh,
we're going to be playing Pandemic next, and tune in if well, stay tuned in if you want to watch that, or alternatively, if you'd like to donate. Remember the donation link. This is all for Mind, the mental health charity. So if you donate on the link down below.
No, it's in partnerships with.
Don't forget, yeah, we're in partnership with.
there you go.
Thanks, Alex. You're in partnership with Focal Point VR and sponsored by Ipsos Mori for this stream. So thank you very much to
And
both
then
of
you
those
donate
guys.
down there.
And also next to the donation link is the link to the 360 camera, which we have on the table. So if you want to watch this in 360, then you can come and be part of these lovely people that Johnny is now staring down.
Don't what? Oh, do you have any idea how
So-
awful that was?
Yes, I do.
Thank you very much, guys. We're going to set up Pandemic, and in the meantime, I guess we'll say a few quick words about Mind. Who wants to stay?
I'm
Who
gonna
wants to
step
go?
outside. 'Cause I'm actually in the middle of a
will
game
go
of Pandemic
I
Legacy,
suggest
which
see.
is the best board game there has ever been.
Right then.
And everyone should play it.
This is
I'm
Johnny. Sorry.
Right, here we go. So,
Sorry, guys.
Well,
who are
uh,
watching my back.
Lydia and two others. Might
Great.
I suggest
Hello.
you might want to take a break?
I'm all right for the moment. I'm okay. I can keep streaming. I can keep going. Yeah. Do people want less me? You want me?
Kind of.
Oh, guys. Okay, so
Currently not pointing directly down because it's not filming anything, so gonna.
I am wanted downstairs, guys. So, quick thing from me. Thank you very much for watching already. If you're watching right now, thank you so much. Thank you for donating. If you've donated, of course, don't forget to. Well, our target this year is pretty big, and the reason for that is because we really want to prove that people anywhere, wherever you are, really care about mental health, and Mind are doing some great things to be able to change the face of mental health. So that's why I'm hosting this this Wii stream. I'm also upside down hosting this Wii stream as well. While I've got your attention, do remember to donate if you would like to, and also the VR kit is here for you as well. So if you want to watch us in full 360 vision and get a little bit of an idea of what's going on behind the scenes, you get to see Joe, our lovely video guy Joe, who's over there. He's doing all the hard work for us. Yes, do feel free to tune in. It's on YouTube, so you'll be able to find all that on there. Now I'm going to go because the team downstairs have requested my presence. And also, I feel that I want to get everyone else in so they can come and play a fantastic game of Pandemic. So remember to stay tuned for that, and also, yes, be good people as well. Right, Alex.
I guess I'll step into the breach. Are you coming out this way? Or are you going out
I'm going out this way. It's all right.
Alex if you want to take a break.
Oh, okay,
That's
cool.
Probably a good idea.
Okay.
Okay.
In that case, then, someone front center.
Who
Yeah, go for it, Anna.
wants to host?
Welcome to the turnaround, guys.
Welcome to the big turnaround. Vaughan, it's lovely to see you. And you, Lydia.
Are we live or are we on a break?
Still doing. I'm just trying to work out. Right, shall I come round this end?
Yeah, 2 on either side of me is probably.
Alright.
No, I've never played Pandemic.
You didn't you play last time?
Nope.
Ah, okay, cool. Well, I will be doing a run through of things. Hello, everyone. Bear with us while we just set up.
There is no space in here.
I will try and shift up a little bit.
Right, apparently I need to have a bauble on for every 50 quid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Every 50 quid we go, we hang another bauble.
Right. Okay, 1. You can do this, lid. Don't rush it.
It's fine. We'll probably run out of baubles before that happens.
2. Yeah, I do need quite a lot. Fortunately, there is a tree. Which isn't even in shot. So.
Yep,
Fair
she
in
has
spirit.
lots of baubles at her disposal, so feel free to donate as much as you like.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
I really need scissors, or I'm just going to have to tie all the string to me.
Ooh. Unfortunately, the game has not survived transport very well. This
Jeez,
is
no.
a bit of a problem.
Should I put all the blocks
Transport very
into?
well. Yeah, if you could put them into there, a bit of a problem.
Should I put all the blocks
Transport
into?
very well. Yeah, if you could put them into there, a bit of a problem. Bryn, if I could give you these to sort. Yeah, if you could put them into there. I should have really done that before.
Stream.
Looking at my desktop.
I know.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out the audio.
These to sort. Put them into there.
You've got all the epidemic cards there. Stream.
No, these are the city cards.
Yeah,
I'm trying
sorry.
to figure out the audio. No, you go for the video.
You've got all the
yeah, don't worry.
epidemic cards there.
No, these are the city cards.
Yeah,
I'm behind the camera now. Look at this, guys. Hey.
You've got
Do we have a
splash screen where you can Pro 2?
We don't have a
Yeah.
but that's okay.
Do you want to just cover them
now? Look at this, guys. Hey. Okay.
Do we have a splash screen where you can Pro 2?
We don't have a but that's okay.
Do you want to just cover them
now? Look at this, guys. Hey. Okay.
Do we have a splash screen where you can Pro 2?
We don't have a but that's okay.
Do you want to just cover them
now? Look at this, guys. Hey. Okay.
Do we have a splash screen where you can Pro 2?
We don't have a but that's okay.
Do you want to just cover them
now? Look at this, guys. Hey. Okay.
Do we have a splash screen where you can Pro 2?
We don't have a but that's okay.
Do you want to just cover them
now? Look at this, guys. Hey. Okay.
Do we have a splash screen where you can Pro 2?
We don't.
You guys are here specifically. Lydia, take it away. Straight to camera 1.
They asked me. I like games, and I have a lot of respect for the work that Mind do. They've been there for some of my friends in their hardest moments, and I think it's a worthy cause that we should all donate our time and money and quips to, because yeah, frankly, if you haven't needed it yet, you might at some point in the future, and so be there for yourself. That's wise at any time.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, top that.
I'll go next. All right. Okay. Yeah. The other day, somebody in my office was talking about how somebody they knew was struggling with a mental health issue, and they were finding it really difficult to get help on the NHS because the NHS is underfunded and understaffed, and that is a terrible situation. and you know, it'd be nice if this charity was not necessary, but unfortunately it is. So I would like to do my bit.
And Vaughan, you are certainly doing your bit. Hello, I'm off camera, so I'm coming in just as a booming voice.
It's
in the
off camera mic.
Off camera mic.
Disembodied head. You can't see him, but he's floating on a stick. He's
just
just a tennis ball on a stick.
Someone just poked me round the corner so I could come in and say some stuff. How's it looking, guys? You ready for Pandemic? You feeling good?
I'm just randomly shuffling cards and making it look like I'm doing something.
Excellent.
We don't want any of those cards apart from the one I just gave to you to indicate who you are.
Has anyone played Pandemic at home?
Which one
Ben,
is that?
have we got anything on the feed?
This one is mine.
To suggest?
Who are you? I am the archivist.
Maybe being
what colour are you?
I am the blue.
You are the archivist.
I am the archivist.
Are you actually the archivist?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's fine. You're going to get through this no problem.
There is a cast change later on in the Magnus archive.
Right, yeah.
What role are you guys?
I'm the troubleshooter.
And what colour is that?
That's red.
And Vaughan?
I am the researcher.
And what colour is that?
It is brown.
Yeah, I saw.
And I am the epidemiologist, who is Peach.
Cool. Bryn, do you want to go through a quick rundown of rules, or?
Sure. God, it's been so long since I played this game. Can I remember the rules? We are a team of researchers trying to fight 4 different viruses that are spreading across the world and threaten to wipe out humanity. We start at the CDC in Atlanta, but we travel all around the world researching and fighting disease. So every turn, disease spreads to more cities. The diseases are indicated by these cubes that will appear in cities according to the game rules. A city can contain 3 cubes, and if another one would get placed on it when it already has 3, that causes an outbreak, and it just spreads everywhere, and it's really bad, and we all don't want that to happen. We gradually collect cards that look like this. Most of them have cities on, some have special actions. You can use the cards with a city on to travel to that city, but you also use it to trade amongst each other. And if you can assemble 5 of the same colour, you can cure one of the diseases. And we win the game if we cure all 4 diseases. That doesn't necessarily mean that the disease is off the board. It just means we have successfully researched the cure. We lose the game if we run out of cubes of any one colour, if the deck gets empty, or if the number of outbreaks reaches 8. And an outbreak is what happens when you... when there's a city with 3 cubes on and you try and put another cube on it.
Okay.
Correct.
Has anyone ever won this game? Because I've never seen any evidence of that.
Me and Anna have played it a lot, and we've lost a lot, and we've won a lot.
Yeah. We did actually win last time we played this on stream, so...
It is hard, though. You should expect to lose more than you should expect to win, in my experience.
Yeah, victories
I'm not
are
sure we have
rare.
a very good team in terms of complementary skills of the characters we're playing.
Troubleshooter seems a bit of an afterthought.
Troubleshooter is from the expansion.
Yeah, pretty much exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
The fact that you don't have...
didn't make the first cut.
The fact that you don't have a medic is probably quite telling.
Yeah, but
we
we've got
shall
a good
see.
archivist.
So my role, which camera should I be looking at?
All of them. Do the 361.
So my role in this is I'm going to be overseeing the game and taking the role of the diseases.
Boo, Anno!
In effect, I win if the world gets flooded with disease. Wait,
Some people
that's probably
just
not a good
want to
thing.
watch the world
Burn while they pee.
Literally.
Okay, so on each of your turns, you have 4 action points. You can spend an action point to move along a red line from one city to another.
Yes.
If you discard a card with a city on it, you can move your figure directly to that city.
Yeah.
If you're in a city and you have the card of that city, you can discard it to go to any city you want. You can move between cities. You can move between cities that contain research stations. So there is a research station currently in Atlanta, and if we want to build research stations in other cities, then we can jump between research stations quite easily.
Oh, nice.
You can treat the disease, which means that in the city you're in, you can use an action point to pick up one of the cubes of that colour.
Wow.
You can...
Takes ages.
Yes.
Do you have to know the cure to treat the disease?
No, you can treat it even if you don't know how to cure it. So the other things you can do is you can build a research station, and that requires you to discard the card showing your current city.
Oh wow.
You can discover a cure, that takes an action point, and that means discarding 5 cards of the same colour. And so we have to do that 4 times to win the game. You can also, and this is the really important one, is share knowledge. So you can exchange cards amongst each other. Now, in order to do that, both pawns have to be in the same city, and it has to be the city on the card.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that
The game doesn't make this easy for you.
What about a special event card? Can those
So special event can be played at any time, but they can't be traded. Okay, so every character has powers that make them better at one or more of those things. So I'm the epidemiologist, and once per turn, I may spend an action point to take a non-matching city card from a player whose pawn is in the city I am in. So that's a really powerful one in terms of me gaining cards.
Wait. We believe in you, Canada. In our hearts.
What's Canada saying?
Canada's worried that we don't believe in it.
Canada's not on this board.
Yeah.
No,
And this is a map of the whole
true.
world.
No, Toronto is represented.
Pretty sure Toronto's in the United States.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, because if it was in Canada, it would be fictional, and Toronto's clearly a real place.
Do we all have to clap and say we do believe in you?
Yeah, I do believe in Canadians.
You just have to click your heels together, but then you end up there.
In the void.
So yeah, my special ability is I can pull cards from other players, so it's very easy for me to accumulate extra ones because we don't have to be in the same.
Right.
We have to. Our pawns have to be in the same city, but it doesn't have to be the city named on the card.
Okay.
So you are.
I'm the archivist, so once per turn, I may spend an action to draw my current city's card from the discard pile. So I assume that just means I get to just root through the pile of discarded cards.
Yeah, because one of the other ways to lose is you run out of the player deck.
I should just really go for. So if I ever see a card that's in the same city as me, I should just pull it out because it
probably going to be
increases the
useful,
life of the-
especially if it's of the colour of a disease that you are trying to cure.
Yeah, and you can do so because a lot of actions require you to discard a card.
Yeah.
You can discard it to do that action and then get it back, which is quite useful.
The great thing
what
is,
are you?
even if I don't understand what's
I
going
am
on, I've
the
got
researcher,
fun
so
time.
I may give a player cards from my hand for 1 action point.
That's really powerful as well. So I can take cards very easily, and you can give cards very easily.
Yes, and both of our pawns have to be in the same city, but it doesn't matter which city.
Yep.
Cool. And Lydia, who are you?
She's the bauble queen.
Apart from being the bauble queen.
I am the troubleshooter. At your turn's start, you can peek at the number of cards on top of the infection draw pile equal to the current infection rate.
I'll explain what that means in a second. Yeah.
So is that useful to avoid bad
So it knows
cards?
where it means you know where cubes are coming to.
Oh, okay. And the other thing is, because this is such an afterthought of a card, when performing a direct flight action, you reveal but do not discard the card. So I can go to a place once.
No, so that means if you've got a card with a city on it, you can go there without discarding the card.
Yeah.
So that's quite good because it means you can travel pretty easily.
I could travel there and then put a research station there.
Yep. Or it means that you can, particularly if it's of a colour that you're trying to, that seems to be in scarce supply, it means that you don't have to discard a potential card for the cure.
Right.
Okay.
So every turn we will draw 2 new cards from the player deck. Most of them are good cards with cities on. Some of them are special action cards, which allow you to do something special. Some of them are epidemic cards, which trigger a increase in the infection rate, and sometimes have other rules. Now, there's then the city card deck. Now, we draw cards off the city card deck to see where new cubes appear every turn, and the infection rate is how many cards we draw off the top of that deck each turn. So as the infection rate goes up, we get through the city cards more quickly.
Oh dear.
And we start with drawing 9 city cards to find out where the initial infections are.
I don't like that. I don't approve. I think that's too many.
So this is where we put 1 cube. The disease is starting off. The diseases are starting off.
Oh
slowly.
no! We can't kill off Canada straight away. They think we've done that already.
Toronto.
I mean, I was the one who shuffled that deck, so
Taipei. Cities don't quite match. And Khartoum.
Those cities are fine. They've got mild cases of disease.
Level 2, Kolkata. Baghdad.
Why do they get 2?
And London.
Oh,
dear.
what?
Gotta save London.
This is so topical.
And finally...
What is the disease in London? Is it Brexititis?
I don't know, looking at it, that's the States and Western Europe, so we're probably about to succumb to neo-fascism.
Yeah.
And the worst hit areas.
It's not
Tirana.
funny because it's true.
Oh no.
Oh no, man.
Delhi.
Oh dear.
Bryn.
This is really bad. When the heavily infected cities are all really close to each other, it's bad.
And Lima. Oh, sorry.
You missed one, didn't you?
Yeah.
I wasn't going to point it out.
That's not good. So should someone fly there and treat
Yeah,
them?
so we need to get there very quickly.
Right.
Cool.
So every time an epidemic card is drawn, the discard pile of city cards gets shuffled together and gets put on top of the city deck. So these cities will come up again and again.
Oh man.
So as soon as we draw our first epidemic, those all go back on top, and so these cities will start to be infected again. So we want to deal with those cities carefully. The hand, by the way, is public information. We can see what's in each other's hands the whole time. It helps us communicate and stuff.
Cool. I have an airlift. So who is the most useful person to?
We
to
don't have
move
a
to
medic,
place?
do we?
No.
Bryn,
No,
would
we're
it be
gonna
easy
do-
if I
I'm
actually
really
moved to the
sorry,
end so that you
Wolves.
can
No, it's fine.
talk to you? Okay.
I can just about read some of the Twitch comments,
They're just
and
like,
most
we're
of
gonna
them,
lose.
are people asking, "Do you believe in wherever I live?" And it's like, well, I'm really sorry, but we're not going to save you.
used to.
Where are we
That's not
asking?
gonna
I,
happen.
I believe that anywhere on this map exists. It's
Yeah.
not my fault that Canada's not on this map.
Yeah.
There's the
big
United States, and then there's a big pandemic logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume that's what's there in real life.
Joe, where are we being asked to believe in?
Letters a mile high.
Yeah, that's a real place.
Yeah, that's a real place, definitely real.
There's a common theme.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Guys, you can pretend you live in Canada all you like, but
Yeah.
we know it's not a real place.
I mean,
so-
a lot of us like to talk about Middle Earth, but that doesn't mean that it's real.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
mean,
lot-
when
It's
someone
in
says,
New
like, oh, I've got a
Zealand.
boyfriend in Canada,
Yeah.
well, it's like, I've got a boyfriend in Narnia. Sure you do, Mr. Tumnus.
Yeah.
Cool. So, the board is set up. We're about to
Thomas
begin.
lives in Narnia.
Remember, you
It
can
would be very
donate
convenient for him to have a
somewhere
boyfriend
down
there.
here. There is a link. Yep, just down there. I'm being pointed to by Joe.
Just do the weatherman thing of being like, there's a
The
link.
board is laid out. The board is laid out before me to devastate. So
So
let's
the
get going.
person who goes first, as I recall, is whoever was ill most recently.
Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I was ill
Do we have
about
any-
2 weeks ago as well.
I'm
Any
unhealthy as heck.
Board? Any advance on 2 weeks?
Does a hangover count?
No.
That's self-inflicted.
no.
You don't know.
Yeah.
It could have been a
Stone,
vodka
paper,
flume.
scissors. All right. So
Cool.
what do I do, Bryn?
So
I think you go to
So
Tehran
the
as
turn-
fast
does the
as
turn
possible.
not start? Oh no, you draw the cards all at the end, don't you?
yes, that's
Right.
correct.
So I can airlift to anywhere. So I should I just
Go to
go
Tehran.
to Delhi
Yeah.
or yeah?
So the two I'm most worried about are Delhi and Tehran.
Okay. So should I just go to Delhi because it's slightly further away
And
treat
Yeah.
for how many actions do I have?
So what I would do is something like you could take 2 off one,
Yeah.
spend a movement point to go to the other and take 1 off that.
That sounds
Something like that. Like having things on 3 is
Yeah.
where they're scary and dangerous.
Alright.
If they're on 2 or 1, it's like that's we can cope with that.
Cool. So I'm gonna airlift myself, which I believe means I discard this
Are
card.
we getting...
Yep.
Airlift over to Delhi. Take 2 actions
To remove 2
to
cubes.
remove 2 cubes, and 1 action to move, and then 1 action to take 1 off.
Does the airlift not count as a...
No.
No,
The
it
airlift is
specifically
free.
says the
Ooh,
airlift does not
very
count as an
nice.
action. Which,
Very nice.
which
But
I
you've
read.
already used up one of your special actions.
But
Yeah.
I felt that it was. Yes, that is what is just.
Can we only do that once?
Sorry?
Am I...
So the airlift action was a card.
Yeah, is
Oh,
a special card.
right.
Yeah, so there are 8 of these special event cards.
Okay.
I am
for
also
our-
holding one, which I can use at any time.
Right.
It's called Mobile Hospital, and it lets you take away cubes for free. But I'm going to save that until there's lots more cubes on the board.
For the purpose at home, Bryn is holding one black card. Martin has one red. Vaughan has a red and a blue, and Lydia has a red and a yellow.
So we could get quite a lot of reds together, couldn't we?
Yeah. Things aren't looking too bad in Asia, in the Asia Pacific region at the moment. But we shall see what happens after Martin's turn.
No, you don't draw that one first. You draw the other deck first in case there's an epidemic.
That's true. Yeah, has been a while myself.
So these go to Martin's hand.
St. Petersburg, and you get a special event.
Forecast.
As a reminder, hand size is 7.
Unless you're Martin.
Unless you're Martin, who has bigger hands than everyone else.
Right, now we draw. Now we draw the city cards to see where is infected this turn.
Cool. So, Los Angeles gets a cube, and Madrid.
Oh no.
These are fine. It's when there are heavily infected cities near each other that we need to start worrying. So I'm going to take my turn as the epidemiologist. So I can pull cards from other people, but I don't think I necessarily want to at this point. Do you guys have any black cards?
No.
No. So I'm just going to move to Lima. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and spend an action to take a cube off Lima.
Cool.
We will get updated when I need to add baubles, won't we?
Yes. So we've got a note from our director saying it'd be better to have the cubes side by side for the top-down camera. Thank you.
Why we don't work in UI design. Oh no, the bauble! It's just devastated Sydney.
I mean, the diseases are going to kill us, but not before the comet does.
2 cards for you.
2 cards. Oh dear, guys. So I've drawn Mumbai.
Hooray!
But I've also drawn our first epidemic card. So,
foolish.
We increase the infection rate counter. It's still on 2,
It's still
luckily.
on 2.
We take the card from the bottom of the deck.
Oh no.
And add 3 cubes there.
What?
Miami.
Silly Miami.
Then we put Miami into the discard pile, and then Anna's going to pass me the discard pile, and I'm going to shuffle it up.
All right.
Oh, you're going to shuffle it up. Good. That means I don't have to be blamed.
I'm the face of the diseases.
We just lost.
After all.
We just lost the game straight away.
No.
It's not great, but it's not a disaster yet. And then we put those cards back on top of the deck.
We can't lose for charity.
And then
we
draw two
for your turn end. So, Khartoum experiences more of an outbreak, and Calcutta.
Oh dear. 3.
The good news is I did draw another black card at least, so I've got 2 of the same colour now. So that makes it Lydia's turn.
Right. So it looks like I mean. Well,
so remember your character's special ability.
Yeah. So I could direct flight to Khartoum, but keep the card. But then there is the 3 just below us. Miami. Is that Miami?
Yep, Miami here.
Should I maybe do that instead?
So you can go to Miami.
Yeah.
Take a cube off. That's 2 movement points. Use your special action to fly to Khartoum. That's your 3rd point.
Yeah.
And then take a cube off there as well. That's your 4th one.
And then I could do something like build a research station
1.2.
next turn, which would help people move there.
Yeah, potentially.
Yep.
I don't really know.
Your character has another special ability though, I believe.
Yeah. When I perform a direct flight, I reveal.
Oh
no! At the turn start, peek at the number of cards on top of the infection draw pile equal to the current infection rate.
So you get to know what those 2 cards are.
It's
just public information, yeah.
So the next 2
Maybe
to be infected are
you.
Baghdad and Lima.
Baghdad.
So Baghdad
really needs some
there
help.
And Lima there.
Oh dear. Well, maybe then I should fly to Khartoum, take 1 off. 1, 2. Then it's 2 movements to Baghdad.
Yeah.
How do I?
But we can still. Vaughan can still deal with.
But
this
that
area.
will that.
Well, you know, Miami is not coming up in the next.
Yeah, that's true. So the ones in the discard pile. So the epidemic cards are scattered through that deck more or less evenly. So we shouldn't expect to get 2 really close to each other.
Right. Okay. Well, then I will fly to Khartoum.
Cool.
So I reveal. Look, I got Khartoum, and then I could take 2 off there, and then Africa would be really sitting pretty.
Sure.
Could do.
I don't know if that's good tactically. Okay, yes, just nab them. And then...
And you've got 1 point left, I think.
I might move northwards to
Baghdad.
Cairo. Yeah,
Yep.
so
Move to
that I
Cairo.
can be helpful next turn.
Good plan, good plan.
Cool. Right. We draw you 2.
Oh, right.
Oh, 3 yellow. That is a good thing.
Somebody
Anyone
hand
hand-
me some yellows.
No one else has any yellow, I don't think.
Nope.
Well, I will sort this out on my own then.
And
You're gonna cure Africa.
And the two we already knew were coming.
are Baghdad and Lima. So, Lima for 1 and Baghdad for another. So, Vaughan, what would your researcher like to do?
I think I probably need to do something about Miami, don't I?
Or in the game. Or just...
that as well.
Just you.
Fair.
Take all 3 off.
Yeah.
Just move there and take all 3 off.
Yeah, 'cause I can't go over there, can I?
Don't
Unless-
think so. Wait, where's Bangkok?
You've got the option to directly fly to Bangkok, but it will discard
I
your
think
card.
save Miami. They've
Alright.
got a lot
Yeah.
going on.
Go on, Vaughan, save
Okay.
Miami.
I mean, they're going to be underwater in a few
Anyone-
years, though.
Anyone
Yeah,
from Miami
there
on
you
the
go.
stream,
Yeah, but-
donate to us, and
Yeah.
Vaughan will allow
Yeah.
the city to
Oh.
live.
Save your
Oh.
city! Save
Which
your
city should we be saving, guys?
Yeah.
Your phone's on the screen. On the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah, just keep the chat up because I can't read
see,
that.
right.
What?
So,
I'll let you know what they're saying, Anna. Don't worry.
cool. So you moved to Miami, cleared that.
Yes.
So you get 2 cards.
Yeah. Shanghai and resilient population.
Ooh.
Nice.
Good.
So what does resilient population do?
Take a card from the infection discard pile and remove it from the game.
Ooh. Take Tehran. It's connected to 2 other things.
It's not in the discard pile yet, unfortunately.
Oh, is that...
So the infection discard pile is this pile.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that we'd put stuff in there from the beginning.
Yeah, but
It-
remember it
because
gets shuffled back in every time you draw an
Oh,
epidemic
right.
card.
Thanks, Black Rat TV. They're saying that it's cold of me to insist people donate before we save their cities.
But that's how the world works.
Yeah.
I mean, especially since we represent the CDC, which is an American governmental institution. I mean,
Before-
we're just playing the game.
Before the next round of infections, Mike, did you have
Hello.
something you wanted to say?
No, not really. Literally, I thought I'd try and-
You're looming there.
I'm not really. I'm trying not to loom. I mean, the guys on the 360 feed can see me, but no one else can. I was
can't
missing
see
out
you.
a little bit. And
I
thought
can't
I'd
see
come
you.
back and I wanted to come have a look at what's going on, guys, because what's
We're destroying the world is what's happening.
Yeah.
What happened?
But we've come up with a good way of raising money for Mind, which is
Excellent.
what, which is the most
We will only
important.
save your city if you donate.
Amazing. Okay, great. So we're going regional with our donations now.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
As more and more of the
Unfortunately,
world.
yeah, since most of the people on the stream are Canadian,
And we've
really
decided it's fictional.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're probably not going to end up
Yeah.
saving Canada, but
No.
can we at least save Norfolk or somewhere like that?
Oh, Norfolk would be a
No,
good
just
place to
London.
save.
Just
Well,
London.
right, but-
Okay, we
London.
can only save London.
London is 2/3 of the way to being gone at the moment.
Norfolk.
Oh,
I didn't know where that was going. I thought I'd just guess.
that's
Yeah.
fair. So, next round of infections.
Oh no.
Oh no, not London again!
London
Oh no!
and Toronto.
Oh, I
Well,
can't.
That's okay, one of them's fictional.
That's fine.
So, you now have 3 in London.
So if we destroy
Yeah.
London, we cease to exist. We should really save that place.
We're back to the recursion. from
Yeah.
earlier.
That's why we've got the window shut.
Right.
It's my go.
It is back to Martin.
Okay, cool. I have a St. Petersburg card, which doesn't really help that much. What I'm thinking, I can get to here, and Lydia can get to here. So I can get to Calcutta,
Sure.
and then Lydia could get to Baghdad. So I'm not just abandoning Baghdad on 3.
Yeah.
And
Do
then I
take
can
some off.
I can take 2.
You can
off
take
of-
one off where you are, and then
Yeah.
go to Calcutta and just take one off.
Yeah, I'll
Because
do that.
I mean, Calcutta's in the discard pile, but Tehran is not, I believe.
In which discard pile?
In the
That's true,
infection
yeah.
one.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I will take that one off, hop 2, and take 1 off Calcutta.
Cool.
Yeah. And then I
Draw
get
2 cards.
So we have 2 for you there.
Any yellows? Any yellows?
I have
Give me a yellow.
another special event, which is special orders, so it looks like I get to order a pizza or something.
Hooray.
And the second
disease
one, I have
pizza.
Milan, so I'm going for blues, it looks like. Cool.
Cool.
Excellent.
So a nice smattering of cubes all over the over the
Lovely.
globe there.
Africa's doing pretty well.
Africa
Yeah.
is doing really
Which is
well.
obviously very normal
Yeah.
in terms of resisting disease.
Cool. We now move to Los Angeles
LA again.
It's cool. It's on fire. That'll sort itself out.
and Tehran.
Stop insulting entire continents.
If you'd like your continent insulted,
Yeah.
then donate to mine and let us know.
Get a person.
Oh look! I found the bunny from. I found I found one of the bunnies from Dixit earlier. It's sitting in the jar of infection cubes in your pandemic.
Cool. I will remember that. Actually, it's probably safer there than any. Well, it's safer there than if it was on the board, for example.
I always see these. See if the feed thinks the same. I always see these as ET looking in that direction rather than a bunny, but that's just me.
Yes, I see what you mean.
That's fair.
Right, is it my turn?
Yes, I believe it is.
Yep.
I'm going to take 3 cubes off Lima.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
I don't travel well, unlike some of you people who have good powers. So I'm just going to
So is
do
that
that.
mountain flu then?
Is that the best place to go to? Shouldn't you go to Mexico to get close to?
Yeah, you're probably right. Thank you.
Cool. Was that your 4
Yep.
actions then? Cool. 2 cards for you.
Any yellows? Any yellows?
Oh, we won't get another epidemic, says Brian. I played this game loads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said not too quickly, but apparently I'm the only person who can draw them. So
Cool. So the infection rate goes up by 1 again. You are still on 2.
Right, that's confusing.
We have another outbreak.
No.
Well, not an outbreak because those are something different.
Yeah.
And Hong Kong acquires a new strain.
Oh,
Oop, running off the board there.
Why do they
Hong
get 3?
Kong. Because
that's what's
how it
happened when
works.
you get a new one.
Yep. And then we intensify.
So we've got quite a lot of special action cards around. So we've got forecast, which means we can look at the top 6 and replace them in order. We've got one quiet night. We can, before we get shuffled in, we could have played resilient population. So we could, for example, at this point, remove Baghdad from the.
I think it would be better. It would be better.
Yeah.
Oh, is Tehran's not in the thing? Just because that's connected to 2 other infected cities.
Was Tehran in? It was in the discard pile, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes.
I can go through and look and just double check.
What do we want to remove? Any
Things that I don't
strong thoughts? We can
understand.
take out any of the ones that are in there. I do feel like one of those black ones that are all heavily linked to each other.
I might just play the bauble game.
I
I don't know. Have we earned enough that I can
You've
put
got
on another
Baghdad and
bauble?
Tehran.
I need an update on this.
Should we take out Tehran? The thing is, if Baghdad appears, that's really bad because it will cause an outbreak straight away.
Yes, I think we should get rid of Baghdad.
Cool.
I mean, in fact, it's curing Baghdad.
We're making sure that no
is
more
it a
diseases can break out in
Positive.
Baghdad. Yes.
This is a good thing.
We're not
for all of our
destroying
Baghdad
Baghdad.
supporters.
No,
You
you
should be happy.
You're inoculating the population
Yeah.
so that
Anyone from Baghdad watching on the stream?
Excellent work.
Do you want to use your forecast card? Do we want this at this point to make sure we know which 2 are about to come up?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right. Forecast.
Okay.
So you look at the top 6 and you rearrange them.
All right. Where have we got?
So, Khartoum, Lima, London,
we should get rid of
Tehran, Hong Kong, and Toronto.
So Hong Kong and London are the 2 we need to worry
Yeah,
about
so should
because
we
they're
put-
both on 3.
So we'll put them last. And what was the other one that's on 3?
Hong Kong and London.
Hong Kong and London.
All right, let's stick them at the bottom. And then what's the order of the other ones?
Well,
Probably doesn't matter too much.
Khartoum's
Lima and
okay.
Khartoum are both fine, so let's have
Yeah.
them be first.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have Tehran, It's not ideal.
Yeah, put Tehran under Toronto. Cause
Well, remember,
You'll draw them at
we're
the same
pulling two
time.
a card, two a
Oh,
turn.
Well, we can
anyway.
put Toronto above it because Canada's not real.
As running jokes
There's
go,
no
this is
such
why it
thing.
can't be.
And then that's the order that we're going in.
Okay, so we know
Cool.
Hong Kong and London are coming up quite soon, so we
Yeah.
definitely need to deal with those.
Right.
So
That's
this
back on the deck,
This was still my
folks.
turn, wasn't it? So it's still my turn, so I still draw two of those cards.
Yeah.
We know what they are, but
So you know the Khartoum and
Lima.
Lima. Khartoum and Lima.
Right.
So, Lydia.
Or is it me?
How are we
Yep.
going to get
It's
to
me.
London?
Well, does anyone have any yellow cards? No one else has any yellow. Because we could
Yeah.
cure something, like right
We
now.
could.
Okay,
we can't.
who could I maybe give this red to? You're quite near, aren't you? Oh no, you're the brown one.
No.
Yeah.
So could I fly to anywhere near you, and then give you a card? Where is LA?
Los Angeles is there.
I could fly over to LA.
we need to make sure Hong Kong and or London are not about to break out. Like I think
Can't
that has
go
to be
there,
on.
though, mate.
That has to
Can't
be.
go.
So what was your red card?
A seal.
Soul.
Soul.
What colour is
So
your
is
character?
Seoul connected to Hong Kong?
No,
Seoul
it's quite a long
there.
way off.
Yeah, that's not.
Well, I could
I
take
can
You're
get
two.
to
You're
it.
two from Hong Kong.
So I would be able to take
Like you
one
can just
off.
walk to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
can,
no,
get
you-
to Hong Kong. I can get to Hong Kong. Right, but my turn's ages away.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, fine. So I will fly to Seoul.
Cool.
Well, maybe it's better for you to deal with London if you're nearer London.
What? I 1, 2, 3. It takes me 3 to get there. Sure. Takes me 3 to get there, and I can take 1 off. Okay. No,
That what you
walk
wanna do?
me. Walk
Cool.
me. 1, 2,
2,
3.
3, and you take.
Pick 1.
one,
It's
two-
okay, London.
It's alright, London. We've got used to it.
Right, you sorted me. Oh, and at my turn start, I'm supposed to peek at the number of cards on
yeah,
top
well,
of
we know what's
infection.
coming up anyway.
Oh. Oh, sorry. I'm fine. Hey!
Whoa!
And you've got 5 yellows.
Yeah, I've got 5 yellows.
Awesome.
Right.
You
So
just-
then, do I discard them all?
Yeah, so that takes an action, so we have to wait
Next
for your turn. And you have to be at a research station to
Yeah.
do it.
So at the moment, the only research station is in
Well,
Atlanta.
I can get there in 3 hops.
Yeah.
Nice
2,
work.
3. Hops cure. Yes.
Woo.
Cool. And then you know what's coming next, which is Toronto and Tirana. Blue and black.
Ooh, poor Tehran. But of course,
And-
Toronto
Not
isn't
Tor-
real,
not
so
Toronto.
that's fine.
Toronto has been forgotten there a bit, I feel.
Toronto isn't real.
I like the idea that we save every part of the world other
Apart
than
from
Toronto.
I have relatives in Toronto.
Are
right?
they real?
Are they real though?
You have
Yeah.
relatives everywhere.
They say they're in Toronto.
Yeah. They actually
Where-
live
where
down
are
the
they
road.
really
They're
at?
just avoiding you.
Aww.
Aww. Because they're in awe.
O-R-E, the town in South.
No!
Good.
Right,
They're
is it-
intimidated
is it
by
Vaughan-
your
is it
poetry
Vaughan's go?
skills.
It is Vaughan's
Go.
Right, Vaughan, you
Right.
have to get to Hong Kong.
Yes. So
Get
I go
the
to Bangkok.
Heidi to Hong Kong.
You go to Bangkok?
Cool. Where are you?
I
You
am,
are there.
over
So
there,
you
yes.
fly directly to Bangkok.
Do not pass
1.
go. Ah, another bauble. It is
2.
time
Ooh.
for another bauble.
Well done, folks. That's
And then
what,
take 2 of them off.
650?
Yeah.
Hooray!
Right.
650.
Roll the guys.
I have got
Yes.
no idea which camera to look at.
I will,
Just look at all of them.
I will celebrate by treating Hong
This
Kong.
one.
Oh no, a bauble fell off as well. So wait,
Are you
what?
just stealing from the
I
tree?
need, I
Whoa.
need, I
I know.
need,
Yes.
There you go.
Where are you?
I
Oh
You
gosh,
took
Sammy,
2
I
off Hong
should
Kong.
have
Okay.
12
Yeah.
on.
No, because we only started doing this when we were already at like 400.
Oh, okay.
So-
Okay, so I just need one
I like
more.
the-
It's hard because they keep falling off as
I
well.
know. Can you daisy chain them?
Oh yeah, so one of them fell off this. So I
And
could
then I
daisy
get 2
chain
cards.
them.
Yes, you do. That
Yes.
was your move.
Okay.
So while Lydia is readjusting her bauble situation,
Readjusting my bauble.
Moscow and Taipei.
cool. So that's another black card for
It is
your
a black
collection,
card, Yes.
and you have 2 reds. So we now infect Hong Kong and London,
Right, there you
as
go.
you knew.
I hope you're happy with what you've done.
So London has gone back up to being problematic
Oh no.
in general.
London, get your act together.
Well, we now move on to Martin.
Sweet. What can I do? What can I do? I can. Do we know is Hong Kong? Hong Kong is in the top. Is
No, Hong Kong's now in the discard pile.
Okay, so I should concentrate more. I should probably move to.
Yeah, so we probably need to deal with Tehran. So I could play Mobile Hospital at this point.
And what would that do, Brendan?
So that would every city you pass to, you move to or through, you'd automatically remove a cube from for free.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So you could sort of take an extra one off Tehran, but also drive to Baghdad even and take one and just take one off there for free as well. So I'm going to play Mobile Hospital.
Cool. And how are you going to move?
I need you all to know exactly how much my face is tickling. Because it's unbearable.
I think people will forgive you if you were to...
Save that for later.
Yeah. So
you move to Delhi.
Divest yourself of
take
one or
for
two of them.
No!
Move to Tehran.
Anna, you seem
take
to
one
not
off
understand
for
the
free.
concept of a
We
challenge.
probably want to take another one off for a point, though.
Pay for one.
Yeah.
I may be playing the face of the diseases, but I am concerned about your welfare as well, Lydia.
I need to survive to die of the right thing.
Cool. That was your turn. So we give you 2 cards.
Okay. Someone's got an interesting. Ooh, I've got loads of blues. I'm doing really well.
Oh, brilliant.
I've got 4 blues.
So we really want Vaughan to give you a blue.
Yeah. Where's Vaughan?
Vaughan is currently in Asia.
We have to be in the same city, don't we?
Yeah.
Can you? Well, Bryn's near you, isn't he? And he can suck it over.
I'm in Baghdad. If
That's
you've
probably
got
not a phrase
Oh,
we
you're
want
actually
to.
quite near there.
I got Moscow. Oh, Moscow's not too far away. You can fly to Moscow and then come over to me and give me your blue. Eventually, when it's your turn.
Okay, so we will infect Kolkata and Los Angeles.
What happens when I cure it? Do they all go off the board?
No.
No.
Oh.
So,
You then
But
have
it
to
means
treat
when you
it.
take them off, you take everything off.
so you effectively become what the role of the medic would have been if it were in this game.
Right, but you have to still keep treating those areas.
If they come up, the only way to not have cubes come up is if you eradicate the disease.
I'm suggesting that I gain a new hat every time.
How does one eradicate a disease?
You eradicate disease by having the cure
Yeah.
and having no cubes of that color on the board.
Alright.
So if you can do that, it's great because it means that no more can appear.
Yeah,
But it's quite difficult.
But they still are in the deck. So if they turn up, it's
Right, so is it my turn?
I believe it is.
So we're probably going to see another epidemic card pretty soon, aren't we?
Is this cube in Khartoum?
This cube is in Khartoum. It has
Gone
migrated.
wandering. Yeah, it's a migratory disease.
It really wants to infect Johannesburg as well.
Bird flu.
So I can either move to Toronto and take a cube there, or I can move to Los Angeles and take a cube there. What do we think is better, guys?
Well, I'm gonna cure.
Layla, no.
I'm gonna
no.
cure things soon.
Stop it, Layla.
Layla Shalala has said somebody should do a star jump for every £50.
That sounds like a good way of bringing everything. You have no idea how precarious we're all sat now.
I guess, if we've got the yellow cure, then we're more worried about the blue. So maybe I go 1, 2, 3, 4. See, Toronto, I care about you.
Well, you care about stories.
Even though you're fictional.
You care a lot about
I do care a lot about fictional stories. That's true.
Cool.
That's a hallmark of my personality. So give me another epidemic card, you monster.
Yeah.
But we admire his craft.
Ooh, that's 3 black cards for Bryn.
Yeah, so
and
at
another
some
blue.
point I need to end up with Vaughan and take a black card from him.
Though you are probably still firefighting at the moment.
So I'm thinking.
So.
Alright, there's more bad to come.
Yep.
There is Taipei and Miami. Yeah.
Oh, Miami again.
Yeah, that's how it works. The same cities come up over and over.
Why?
We could get through the deck a bit faster if you want.
Boo.
Okay, so at the start of my turn, I peek at the number of cards on top of the infection draw rate equal to the infection rate.
Cool.
So the next things coming up are
Delhi and Madrid.
Delhi and Madrid. Okay, well
They're
of
both
those are
basically
okay.
fine, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay, so I could go and cure the disease,
Yeah.
or I could take 3 off London and then get myself in place.
I think we really want you to cure the disease
What
this
about
turn.
London? Well, we know it's not going to come up next turn, I guess.
Well, unless you draw an epidemic card, which is possible. But the problem is if we have to wait another turn cycle for you to get the cure.
Okay.
Like if you could take 1 and then still get there, that'd be amazing. But I don't think you can.
I can't.
What's your secret travel power?
I can fly to any of the things where I have the card.
Do you have a card for
discarding
Miami?
the card?
No. I've got Cartoon, Johannesburg, LA, Buenos Aires, and Mexico City.
Okay, so can you fly to Mexico City without discarding it?
Yeah.
Okay, if you do that, then that saves you 1 turn, and you can take 1 off London.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take 1 off London.
Cool. 1.
I will fly to Mexico City.
2.
2.
Then you go via Miami to Atlanta.
3, 4.
You don't get the cure this
And
turn.
I don't
then.
get the cure. No.
Oh, then maybe we don't want to do that.
Do you not want to take the 1 off London then?
No. That's what I was suggesting.
Yeah,
I'll
I
take 1 off
see,
and then hop. Unfortunately.
Do we think it's worth just waiting another turn for the cure?
No, I'm gonna go get the cure. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go get the
alright,
cure. We
cool.
know London's not coming up next
Well,
turn.
you might draw an epidemic card.
Well, I might know. We'll have to live with that possibility, Bryn.
You are on 0 outbreaks at the moment. Though.
Yeah, so we're doing
you're
alright.
looking
We're
good.
doing alright.
Okay, so let's do this. 1,
Cool.
2,
1, 2, 3, and 5 cards, please.
Yay!
Oh, I thought there was a line to Mexico City. There isn't.
Nah. So 5 yellow cards gets you the yellow cure. Da, 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 da.
Good work, team.
So does that mean that every time anyone, when they're near a yellow one, it takes off all the?
No, you have to spend an
Only me?
action. No, everyone can spend an action
Yeah.
to take all cubes of that color
Yeah.
off.
That's
off
why
a
I
city.
said.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you were the medic, you would then be able to basically just wander through and take everything off without spending the action.
Boo.
So that was your turn. You
Right.
get 2 new cards,
Yay!
Jesus.
Neither of them are epidemics.
Yeah.
but you do have a new special event.
I do. New assignment. Any player, including the current player, may discard their current roll card and select a new one from the unused ones in the box. That's tempting because the troubleshooter is rubbish.
You've done good work this round,
Yeah,
this
but
turn though.
Just because I was given. I suppose I do get to hop around for free. Well,
Cool.
we don't have to do it right now.
No, you can ponder that while we infect Delhi
No.
and Madrid. As
What a
you
surprise!
It is terribly surprising to all of us.
Knew. Cool. So,
What
Vol-
colour is your other card now, Lid?
Blue and red.
Okay.
she has Seoul and London now.
And I can use that to fly to London, not discard it, and take all of them off.
Yeah.
Who's the blue
Excuse me.
guy?
Me.
Right. So
Martin is at 6
I-
cards in hand.
Wait, no, that was
though.
Lydia's go. It's now.
It's Vaughn's turn, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm at 6 cards in hands, and I can have 2 more because I've got big hands. Remember, that is the archivist. That is what the archivist is good at, having big hands.
I can't get to you and give you a card this turn.
Yes, you could. The way you could do that is to take 1 move to Shanghai and then discard Shanghai to go anywhere.
Yes. Okay.
Do you
yes.
want to give up a red card to do so?
I think we'll be okay. I hope.
I can draw cards from the discard pile, so I could go to
Yeah.
Shanghai and then just take it. So it's not gone.
Sounds decent.
Well, you should be focusing on getting blue ones out of the discard pile,
Yeah.
right?
Are there any blue ones? I don't think there are any
I
blue
will
ones.
have a look.
Check.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Someone
No.
could just.
There are only yellow cards.
Only the 5 yellow ones.
Well,
one
at
red.
some
One
point,
red,
you should
okay.
try and fly to San Francisco. Vaughan.
So you might need
Just
to
to get
pick
it
out
in.
some
Yeah.
of the red ones from the discard pile, but that's okay. We can live with that.
If you fly to LA.
Right. Okay. So move to Shanghai. Discard Shanghai.
Where are you flying to?
Baghdad.
Boop, boop, boop.
And then I give you San Francisco.
Sweet.
That's only 3 action points,
So
so
you
you
can
have a
take one.
4th. Do you want to take a red cube off that
Off
place before you
Hong
leave,
Kong.
or a black one
Yeah.
when you arrive?
I'll take a.
Is Baghdad the one we exiled?
Baghdad, you exiled it, yes.
So you probably want to take a red cube
Yeah.
before you leave.
Okay, cool. We'll take
Whatever
that
city
as
that
your
is, I
fourth
can't see
action,
from
yeah.
here.
Cool, cool. So, 2 new cards for you.
I'm just
Okay,
humming.
there you go.
I'm humming. Let me hum.
Kolkata,
Ooh.
Miami.
So that's another yellow card and another black. And then we infect Osaka.
Oh, no,
New cities are coming up.
Yeah, we've gotten through a whole.
All
And
these
Atlanta.
Fictional places.
When it says I can move another player's character as if it was my own. Does that include curing?
I don't think so. No.
So it would just be okay. Yeah, that's fine. How can I get to the research centre quickly?
Well, you could build one.
Oh, how much is that?
It's
You have to have the city. You have to have the card for the city that you wish to build it in.
Okay,
unless you are the operational.
All right, so I can go to Milan and then build it, and then
it would
draw Milan.
Huh?
So remember, you can draw from the discard pile. So you can fly to any of these.